tangible things and things outside them affect them. But as a people, the things outside us don't affect us. It's our own spirit within us that's going to change us. Go ahead, Doc. The best prayer is the prayer in Matthew 5, huh? Matthew, right? That daily bread and forgiving your brother, man. So, yeah, Matthew 6 and 9 is lucky. So that's the first one. Now, you could go into Psalms because David understood too. David killed the man. That's why David was, the Lord said he had a heart according to the Lord. Because David, he did wickedness and he repented. See, a lot of people say, oh, well, Christ didn't exist in the Old Testament. How can you repent of murdering somebody in the Old Testament? How can you repent of adultery in the Old Testament without Christ? Christ was always in the Old Testament. You just got to understand who he was. He had different titles, right? He wasn't called certain things. So David would be a good example. David always thanked the Lord for the mercy that he got and the mercy that he received. I'm going to give you an example. The Tasmanian devils are extinct. They don't exist no more. They used to be a people. They went through slavery. They went through the same thing we did, and they didn't exist. But somehow, by the grace of the Lord Yahweh, we went through the same, and it didn't kill us. Right, you got to praise the Most High for that mercy. We got our problems. We ain't come out all scarred, but we didn't die. The Lord said, he said, Salakit, David said, the Lord stricken me, but he hasn't killed me. He chastened me sorely, but he hasn't given my body to death. You still got a chance to change. David understood that. Most people, as soon as they commit adultery, they die. David said, I'm not going to do that no more, and I'm going to be the example. I'm not going to do that no more. That's why when you want to prove that Christ existed in the Old Testament, David going through Kings and going through the Psalms is one of the easiest way to prove it. Because David was asking somebody for repentance. He said, my Lord, beside my Lord, beside his Lord. It's like, it's two lords. And then Solomon in Proverbs said, the God made the earth and held it in the bounds. What is his name? What is his son's name? Why would Solomon say what was his son's name if there was no son? So the best prayer you want to do is Matthew 6. That's the first prayer. That's the most humble prayer. And then you can look through the Psalms and see what prayer best fits you. Because David was what? A sinful man repenting. David is the most relatable guy in the Bible now. David, the apostles, they're the most relatable guys. Especially Paul, he's relatable. He was what? He was a man in a city. He was what? A Roman citizen. He didn't like Christ. He was sinning. And then what? He changed his life. He repented. He understood, and he used his life as an example to others. This is what I did. This is why it's wrong. This, that, and the third. This is how I changed, and this is why I'm better as this man than I was as the old man. So you don't have to die literally, but you got to die spiritually in your mind. That's the hardest thing to do. You might even control a man's body, but you can't control his mind. That's a hard thing to convert. We've been out here for what? As many times I've been out for, we've been out for like 2-3 years straight. And sometimes I see men that be on that corner, he'll listen, he'll be gone for a year, come back, in the third year he'll be like, all right, I'm ready to listen. Because I can't force you to listen. Only you can save yourself, man. Only you can save yourself. You got to accept the Lord. You got to change. I can't force you to change. That's what the Pharisees didn't understand. They wanted to force you. Oh, you didn't do this? I'm going to kill you. But what happened when you're out of power? What happened when you go away? You ruling with, that's why Rehoboam was called wicked, because he ruled over Judah with much rigor. That's why the Caucasian man He rules over black people with what? Much rigor, with oppression. We are only in order because what? He kills us. He puts that fear on us that if we do anything out of line, but what happens when he don't got that power no more? What happens? We're going to run amok and take him over because we don't respect him. See, Christ had the power to kill. He had the power to kill. He had the power to hold sin against men and what? Forgive sins. Christ walked up to a tree and cursed the tree. You think Christ couldn't curse you when you die and wither away? It was a Roman legion that went against Christ. 4,000 men went against Christ. And he spoke and all of them fell on their back. That man was powerful. And in the Old Testament, they call him the destroyer of the Gentiles. He's going to come back. He had the power then and the power when he comes back to destroy all the nations, man. And put them in what? Subjugation. But he knew what? It doesn't matter if I force you. I want those, he said, I want willing servants of what? 1st and 2nd John. Willing servants, but not of what? Constraint. I can constrain you, I can force you, but I want you to be a willing servant. Why? Because what happened when I leave? What happened? Because the respect is not there. The respect starts what? In your heart and in your mind. Your body is doing the work, but in your heart and your mind, you don't respect what? Your boss. So when your boss leaves, what you doing? Slacking off, taking extra minutes on your break. But if you got a boss you like, you ain't gonna do that. Damn, sometimes you got a boss you like. He asks you to call in for work a day extra throughout the week. You're gonna be like, you know what? I like you, I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna give you problems. But a boss you don't like, you ain't gonna do a damn thing for him. And that's what Esau doesn't understand, the so-called white man. He thinks that he could control black people through what? Rigor, oppression. He can't. Because he's gonna have power for what? How long? He's not gonna have power forever. He's not gonna have the strongest military forever. It's not gonna be forever. Right, keep going.
Verse 5. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
So if we were planted in the likeness of his death, he died for a good cause. You as a man gotta what? Spiritually, or you gotta kill your ideology for what? A good cause. You can't just change for what? Vanity. Or I change so I can make money. I change so I can get hoes. I change so I could put my baby daddy on. Like, no, you got to change for a good cause. A lot of the rich men in our community, they change, but not for a good cause. That's why we're still in the same estate, man. Christ had the power to get one fish and make 5,000 fishes, man. Feed what? 5,000 people, right? So you think Christ couldn't get one bar of gold and make 5,000 bar golds and being rich and been sitting there like, Lord, I ain't gonna do a damn thing for you. I'm out here rich. I'm about to get this golden chariot. I'm about to see this lady next week. No, the Lord was like, nah, I'm not gonna misuse what the Lord gave me. I'm gonna use it for what? Good, a just cause, man. That's why you wanna know why we can have power now, put it like that. You think there's people that had power before the 12 apostles and Christ. Elijah had power. Elisha had power. Enoch. Joshua. Samson, they had power. You can have power now, but what are you going to do with that power? The Lord going to give power to those who are what? Just. You think the Lord gonna make a mass murderer Superman? Gotta be out your damn mind, man. This whole earth would be going crazy. Everybody be afraid. He gonna make a Superman out of a mass murderer. He gonna make a Superman out of an adulterer. Gonna sleep with everybody's wife. No one can do nothing. He too strong. He gonna make he gonna make a Clark Kent out of a thief. He gonna take everything you got. He gonna be Debo and everybody, man. growing up, give me that chain. Well, why you doing that? Oh, don't say nothing to Superman. That nigga strong. Can't say nothing because what? He got that power. The Lord give power to the what? The meek and humble. You got power. You can get power, but it's where your spirit's at. You can get power, but it's where your spirit's at, man. You can get power what? There's power in what? Commerce and things that are malleable, but it's also spiritual power. The wisdom that you get is power. Solomon wasn't blessed with riches and things like that. He was inherited with that, but he was blessed with wisdom. That's why he was a great king on the earth. Wisdom, depending on what you do with it, you can use wisdom for good or evil. You can invent good things to help the earth or bad things to destroy the earth. Wisdom is a tool. It's what you do with it. Our people are smart as hell. They just use wisdom wrong. You think black people don't know how to work, man? They've been working for free for 400 years, man. Then they just what? They got that hustle spirit. They don't want to work what? Righteously. He know how to what? What did 21 Savage say? I teach you how to put 100 M's in a duffel. he can teach you how to put 100 M's in a duffel, but he can't teach you how to what? Help out your community and build what? Commerce. He can't teach you that. But they can teach you what? Wickedness. As a nation, we gotta forget that. Right? If we don't forget. What you need help with, sister? You need $250 for till you get on MARTA train. All right.
That's why you had that. Here, take 5.
All right, so even though she didn't understand, she could have got this word. But look, the Lord can show you so many things, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you don't what? Use it righteously. Like, for example, Adam and Eve. Adam had that real power, man.
Right, motivation.
Adam had real power, man.
I got power. My name motivation.
Your name motivation, brother?
Show my opponent I need some, nigga. I just did 25. I ain't scared. Keep spitting on 55. Kidding when I get it heavy.
All right, brother. All right, brother. You know what tribe you are, brother? What are you? You're a so-called black man, brother?
No, I'm a black man.
You're a black man. Well, brother, you'll be a so-called black man from Judah, man. Well, okay, all right. God. Well, hold on. I'll try to tell you. All right, wow. You see that, man? It's spirits.
I'm gonna find these real tattoos. I sleep by him.
Well,
Motivation.
brother,
Speak the real words.
tattoos is against God.
They ain't tattooed. These one nigga. Bye.
See, you ain't even paying attention. You're running to brothers, man. You're running to everybody. Give me Ezekiel 5 and 11. 7 and 11. What's that? Ezekiel 11 and 7 or 7 and 11? You give me Zechariah 7 and 11, man. Well, brother, if you would have stayed, we was just talking about wisdom. We would have gave you wisdom if you would have stayed, brother. If you would have stayed, we would have gave you wisdom. But you could go on and be motivation somewhere else, out. You could be motivation somewhere else. You got that out? All right, bring it out.
Zechariah 7 and 11. But they refused to hearken.
They what?
Refused to hearken.
They refuse to listen, man. I was just telling you what. 3 to 2 years we've been out here. They won't listen. I can't make him listen. He gotta have a spirit to listen. The Lord gotta put that spirit on him to listen, right? Keep going.
And pulled away his shoulder.
Pulled away his shoulder, man. Pulled away his shoulder. I ain't even doing nothing. He threatening me. I didn't even say nothing bad to him. Right? That's just the spirit that's on the brother. That's the spirit he has. Nothing on the face of the earth is going to change that but him. And most high willing, the Lord give him a better spirit, man. Keep going.
And stopped their ears, that they should not hear.
See, he stopped his ears from what? So he couldn't hear. He didn't want to hear that, man. He didn't want to hear none of that. Keep going.
Yea, They made their hearts as an adamant stone.
He made his heart as an adamant stone, man. Like he hard-headed. He can't even get this truth. Why? Because he doesn't want to listen. If he listen, he gets some good knowledge. I ain't got no problem talking to the brother. Even if he cussing and screaming, I don't got no problem talking to him. But the thing is, you gotta have a heart to listen. I can speak to you all day about knowledge, but it's up to you to what? Accept it. All right, keep going.
Lest they should hear the law, and the words which the Lord of hosts have sent in his spirit by the former prophets.
And his spirit by the form of what?
Prophets.
By the form of prophets, man. Lest they should hear the law. We here to tell our people what? To keep the law, statute, and commandments. That's the wisdom that makes them change. You see the spirit on our people's face, like in their faces on the earth. They don't know the law. They don't have no understanding. They have lack of wisdom when it comes to the Most High God. They need that. It said, lest he hear and what? Hear the law. Because if he listened, I would have broke that law down to him. He would have understood who he was, where he came from, where his enemy, what he needs to do, and how does he have a real connection with God. Because God's right here, right now, man. Everybody said when Jesus coming back. I told her, brother, you look like the Lord. The Lord was what? They said the word was in the beginning. No, in the beginning it was God, and then there was the word, and God made the word what? But you gotta understand, when you read in Genesis in the Hebrew, it says Elohim. It means gods. So God made other people to do the work. He's a king. Christ was, when he said, let us make them in our image, what he was saying, man, Christ was there. He said, let's make them look like what? Us. Let's make them look like us, man. When you read Revelations, that looks like a black man. When you read Job 30 and 30, that looks like a black man. You read the books of Solomon, the songs of Solomon, they act like what? Black men, man. That's right, brother. We the image of what? God.
Tell the truth, Negro.
Keep going.
Jeremiah 3 and 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
So the Lord gonna give you what? Pastures according to what? His heart, and feed you with knowledge and understanding. This is the understanding and the knowledge you gotta get. He's sending out pastures to you. Right? Your pastor gotta be there, and you gotta have that knowledge. The knowledge and understanding is the law and the understanding of the Bible. See, everybody, you know something funny? Everybody has the Bible. Anybody can get a Bible. The Bible's all over the earth. One of the most printed books. No, the most printed book on the earth. And they don't have this understanding of the same book we hold it. They don't have the same knowledge. Because the knowledge comes from what? The Lord. But as a people, what? We're stiff-necked, we're hard-headed. That's why he's only going to get what? 2 from a family and 1 from a field, man. You got to accept that. The knowledge is out here. The knowledge is free. Anybody can get the book and you could come and get the understanding, but it's up to you to what? Accept it and take it. See, that's the thing that was going on back then in ancient times and still now. As a nation, we can build. We can get all this commerce. We can do all that, man. If we would come together and stop being hard-headed. What's stopping us? What's stopping us from banding our money together? Nothing. Our man can't do nothing. They can't do nothing. What they're going to do? All they're going to do is what? They might try to stop it. It's too many of us. They're going to be like, well, damn. They got their money where it's supposed to be. We can't really mess with them like that. They all together. We can't really mess with them like that. Why you think that America doesn't really mess with China like that? Their money's what? Together. They got a Chinatown. They don't give their money out to everybody else. They make their own money. They together as a nation. You mess with one Chinese person, the president gonna say something about it. But as a people, we see how people get shot, kicked, and gunned down and be like, it ain't me. It ain't happened to me. But you gotta understand, man, we was just talking about how we're a body. You think that if that happens to him, it's not gonna happen to you? What happens in your nation affects you. Anything. You think what's going on in Flint won't happen to another state? It happened in what? Not Bronx, New York. Somewhere in New York. Newark, New York, I think. Newark, New York. They got what? Lead in their water. Anything that you let your enemy get away with and just be like, and we're divided, he's gonna do it to you as well. Because he's seeing what? It worked. If it didn't work the first time, your enemy is gonna back up and be like, damn, if you just let your enemy punch you and you don't hit him back, what he gonna do? Hit you again. He gonna hit you again. He get hit back and be like, damn, I don't leave this dude alone. He gonna fight back. Why you think bullies pick on people who what? Don't fight back. They don't. You don't see Caucasians try to blow up no damn Russians. They ain't that crazy. They not that crazy. But they'll what? They'll pick on what? Us as a nation, because what? We're disorganized. We don't really love each other. We're not on one accord, and they can get away with it. They can get away with it easily. And nothing's gonna happen. But if we come together as a nation and really come together, just like the Most High told us, none of that would happen. We was reading the book of Esther, man. You know, all the Jews worked together. Yo, in the scriptures in Esther, it said that they were so afraid of the Jews that they converted. They converted. They were so afraid of the power they had, they converted. It was like, oh, damn. What's your God name? What are y'all doing? Where y'all work at? Damn, I want to be y'all. Because they're like, nah, y'all too strong. I can't mess with y'all. What? You can't beat them? Join them. Even the Romans had that ideology. We can't beat them on that way, we're going to do the same thing they're doing. We're going to keep the same customs they keep it. But as a nation, we don't know how to band together no more. We used to come together quick. Yo, you know what happened when Simeon and Levi, their sister, got raped by another nation? They killed the whole city. And took everything out the city, man. But yet, now today, it's a 15-year-old black girl and 40 of our own young men is stumping the hell out of her. Stumping the confetti out this girl. And no one's doing nothing but filming. It was another video. A black woman was getting beat. It was a black man on top of her. He was beating the tar out of her. And other men was just watching like, damn, I don't want, there was films like, damn, I don't want no problems with that. I don't want to do nothing. But Simeon and Levi, when that happened to their sister, they slew a whole city. Their father Jacob had to say, hold up. I got to split these dudes apart. Because I said that I was going to have a covenant with them and say, look, it's all right, I don't want no problem. They killed the whole damn city. You see how we won't Edom a time pass. We ruled them. The prophecy says that they're going to break their yoke, our yoke off of their neck. We were over them at a time. David ruled over Edom. David ruled over white people at that time. He went and he punished them. He said, I got to recompense Edom for what they did to Moses when they came out of Egypt, because they ran to try to kill us because we asked for their help. But we can't come together, and we know they are enemy. We hear this all the time. We know the white man is the devil. So what? We know that. The world knows the white man's the devil. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to come together and love each other and try to be on one accord? It's just simple stuff. It's simple stuff. The white man, they believe in any damn thing. It's probably a white man worshiping a damn tree. But when it comes down to it, that's still my brother. They don't care. But we'll hate and fight and kill each other for every little thing, man. That is a curse. That's a heavy curse, man.